My sister, Chloe, pulled me aside right before we walked into her engagement party. She gripped my arm tight, her nails digging into my skin. "Lucas," she hissed, "listen to me. Julian's family is elite. His mother is a literary critic. She hates losers. So tonight, do not tell anyone you're a writer. Tell them you work in IT, fix computers. Keep it boring and stay out of the way." She looked at me with pure shame. She thought she was protecting her image from her deadbeat brother. What Chloe didn't know is that her future mother-in-law's favorite author, the mystery novelist she obsesses over, is me. I write under a pen name, and tonight, that secret is about to come out. I've been writing as J.D. Thorne for 3 years. I have 5 bestsellers. I make more in a month than Chloe makes in a year, but I keep it quiet. I like my privacy. Chloe just thinks I'm unemployed because I wear hoodies and drive an old Jeep. We walked into the Vandermeer estate. It was like a museum. Waiters in tuxedos, chandeliers, the works. I did exactly what Chloe asked. I grabbed a drink and stood in the corner. "So, what do you do?" a guest asked me. "I work in IT," I said, bored. "Systems, rebooting, stuff." Chloe gave me a thumbs up from across the room. She was happy. Then the matriarch arrived. Mrs. Vandermeer. She was terrifying. She walked straight up to us. "Chloe," she said, "introduce me. This is my brother, Lucas," Chloe said nervously. "He fixes computers." Mrs. Vandermeer looked at me like I was a bug. Computers. How thrilling. She immediately turned away, losing interest. "Julian," she called out to her son, "please tell me you got the advance copy of the new J.D. Thorne book. I need to know how the detective survives the explosion in Chapter 10. I smiled into my drink. Chapter 10. I wrote that chapter in my pajamas 3 months ago. "Mom," I tried, Julian said. "Thorne is a ghost. No one can get his manuscripts." Chloe decided to chime in to impress her mother-in-law. I don't get the obsession with Thorne," Chloe said, laughing. "I tried reading his stuff. It's so basic. He's definitely an amateur." She was lying. She never read a page. Mrs. Vandermeer's eyes narrowed. "Amateur? My dear, J.D. Thorne is a genius. The way he uses the red door metaphor in his second book, it's a masterpiece." I couldn't help it. "Actually," I said, stepping forward, "the red door wasn't a metaphor for anger. It was a reference to the protagonist's childhood home. That's why it was painted red." The circle went silent. Chloe looked furious. "Lucas! Stop it! Stick to IT! You don't know what you're talking about!" Mrs. Vandermeer scoffed. "Exactly. Stick to your keyboards, young man. What would you know about literary symbolism?" "I know," I said calmly, reaching into my jacket pocket, "because on page 24 of the original draft, I explicitly wrote a flashback scene explaining the door. My editor made me cut it, said it was too slow." Mrs. Vandermeer froze. "Your editor?" Chloe grabbed my arm. "He's lying. He writes fan fiction. He's crazy." I ignored her. I pulled out my small leather-bound notebook. It had the custom J.D. Thorne quill logo embossed on the front. I opened it to the handwritten draft of the new book, the one Mrs. Vandermeer was dying to read. "Here," I said, handing it to her. "Chapter 10. The detective doesn't survive the explosion. He faked it to escape the mob. Read the last paragraph." Mrs. Vandermeer looked at the notebook. She looked at the handwriting. Then she looked at me. Her hands started shaking. This is the manuscript. This is the handwriting from my signed edition." She looked up, eyes wide. "You are J.D. Thorne." "No," Chloe shrieked. He's Lucas. He's broke. I'm Lucas, I said, and J.D. Thorne is just the name I put on the checks. Mrs. Vandermeer didn't even look at Chloe. She grabbed my hand like I was royalty. Oh my God! Julian, get him a chair! Get him a drink! The J.D. Thorne is in my house. The party shifted instantly. The elite guests swarmed me. Can I get a photo? When is the next book coming out? I looked over at Chloe. She was standing alone, her mouth open, looking totally defeated. I walked over to her one last time. You were right, sis, I whispered. I should have stuck to IT. All this attention is exhausting. I signed Mrs. Vandermeer's napkin, said my goodbyes, and walked out. Chloe hasn't called me since. But Mrs. Vandermeer? She texts me every week for spoilers.